Congratulations. It takes a lot of courage to tell your story, to showcase the vulnerability that you did, the raw emotion that you did, even poking fun at yourself. Why did you feel like now was the time to do it?
Well, I always write. I've written since I was little. I had diaries and all sorts of things. That's how I learned how I was feeling, was by writing. So I always knew I was capable of writing a book, so that's what a great experience I got to do. And timing is just, I'm old. It's time to do it. Look back, I got something to write about. You know, I came out the other side, full circle. I went home to the place where I grew up, and I was able to reflect on my life. And, Brandon's the one who said, it's time, Mom, it's time to tell your story. And he had all this he's, produced this whole thing and worked with Ryan. And I just said, there's where my archives are. I don't know if I've saved anything. Turns out I've saved everything. And they went from there. But.
And when did you know that your mother was this international superstar? When did you first learn that in your life? And how did that go down? Was there a conversation?
I think that this is going to sound probably really bad, but I think I forget who I was with. I can't remember the name, but I remember coming home from school one day and I was with a friend of mine and I was like, why don't people take photos of your family? And that was kind of the moment where these people were like, oh, this kid is up. No, I'm kidding. But, I think that moment was sort of a realization to me. I was probably in elementary school or middle school. I was pretty aware.
One time you came up, you went to surf camp, and I picked you up at surf camp, and you came up to me and you go, are you Pamela Anderson? And I said,
what did you say?
Why? And you go, what is that? Like, why are those people calling you that? Like, I remember on career day, Brandon said, my dad's a rock star and my mom rescues animals. Like, they weren't really aware of what I was doing. I was just with them and no big deal.
You have a special relationship with your kids. You've said that your kids saved you. What did they save you from?
Everything. I didn't even like people too much until I had kids. I liked animals. I like people. I'm saying that, but once I had children, I found like I had a reason. It all made sense. And I wanted to be a mom. And
you said, too, that your kids are true miracles. They've been through a lot, but they don't have holes. Do you carry guilt as a mom?
Don't we all? All mothers wish we could do things better. But I am really proud of how we raised our boys, that they were born of true love, and they had witnessed so much, and they've been all over the world. They've had so many experiences and people in their life, and they still have, they're not afraid of romance, they're not afraid of falling in love, and I think they're very brave kids. And it's an interesting perspective, I guess, but it's a very kind of bohemian, wild little life they're made of, and they still turned out great,
One of the things, you're so open about love in the documentary, in the book, and just about the fact that, even sharing vulnerably that Tommy Lee was your one true love, and even though you've had other relationships, you haven't been in love quite like that.
Tommy gave me two beautiful boys. You can't beat that.
And you all still have a relationship?
Well, we talk every once in a while, but he's married. He's happily married. I'm happy for him. Sometimes, relationships have a season. I want to honor that and love that, and I was really lucky to have that.
Brandon, you're a producer on this movie. You've been very vocal about the fact that, there should be maybe some monetization over the sex tape. You've been vocal about the fact that the pay discrepancies with your mom when she was on Baywatch. Do you feel this sense of responsibility to make sure, especially as a son, we're protective over our moms, to make sure that she gets her due? And why is that so important to you?
Well, I think it's important for a lot of reasons, but, when I go back and I even look at, past deals or residual checks that come in, people would be shocked to find out how people really took advantage of her and took advantage of a young girl making a bad deal on a big show, and she was the biggest star in the world at the time. And I think a lot of people made a lot of money off that. And I think, everybody's going to have their day where, we come knocking. I think so, because, for instance, when she makes, $4,000 a year off Baywatch, that's a crime. No one would know that. I can't.
I think many people would be surprised to know that because of how iconic you were on that show, and you were so much a part of that brand.
Well, and think about it. A huge company like Netflix buys all 9 or 7 seasons of Baywatch, and she doesn't get $1. She is Baywatch.
It wasn't Netflix.
Oh, no,
Amazon.
sorry, Netflix. Amazon. My bad. I love Netflix.
Yeah.
Sorry, but but a big company like Amazon goes along and buys the right to the Baywatch box set and all this, and she doesn't get $1? I mean, you tell me if that's right.
I'm not so worried about the money, though. I always say you can't take me away from me. I'll always find my way. I can live in a box. I can live in an apartment. I can live in a mansion, a castle. I'm always going to be okay. But I know as a son, he's a business guy. He's like I always call him, he's this financial wizard. It's like a hobby, but it's not something that just defines us. And there's a reason for everything. We'll see.
See, but that's her positivity, right? Like, she doesn't hold a grudge against anybody. And I think that that's wonderful, but I would love to see, her get what's right. And whether that's from anything, right? Like, if it's your work and it's your face and it's your image, you deserve something. And there's, obviously you couldn't get away with that today. There's no actress in the world that would happen to today. And that's what I think is wrong, and that's what I think, at the end of the day gets me out of bed and wants to do things like this, because I think it's mandatory. Someone has to do it, and if no one's going to do it, her son's got to do it.
My last question. A lot of people, amazing. A lot of people have told your story. How would you describe yourself? What do you want people to know?
I'm just trying to do the best I can, and I'm a small town girl. It's a real, authentic story. Just came to LA and did the best I could. It's just it's as simple as that, and I'm very fortunate.
And how would you describe your mom?
Oh my God, just an absolute, superwoman, and I think just a box full of surprises. I think. I think that no matter, it's like as soon as you try to put her in a box, she'll surprise you. And I think that that's a wonderful quality about her.
How does it make you feel to hear your son say that?
I mean, I'm trying not to cry. He's so
Relax.
sweet. Oh, relax.
Thank you.